There it is. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy April. Happy good morning. That's all I got. Okay, so I believe we are still waiting for our featured presenter, Linda from the Chamber, to join us. I just shot her a message, so hopefully she jumps on in a minute. If we won't, then we've got some other topics that we can run through and just have a good virtual roundtable today. So I'd like to start with introductions so name, your name, of course, agency, and then I'm going to dip into the would you rather questions for today. So the question that I'd like to hear from everybody is, would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with somebody who talks constantly? So noodle on that. And Vicki, we'll start with you.
Well, my first question back to you is it a close talker? So now I forgot what the first thing was. Tell us who we are and what we do.
Your agency,
Okay.
your title, your agency, and would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with somebody who talks constantly?
Thank you. So I'm Vicki Isaacson, the director of NIC's workforce training, the non-credit arm of the college. And I would rather be stuck on an island probably with someone who talks too much than by myself, as long as they're not a close talker.
Yeah, that'd be a game changer there.
Yes.
All right, Evelyn.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. I'm from Idaho Housing and Finance Association. I'm their new family self-sufficiency specialist. And yes, on that question, it depends. Is there books on the island?
No follow-up questions.
I guess I would probably want to be a talker, so I'm not alone.
Yeah. All right, Elaine.
Good morning, I'm Elaine Kingston from Charity Reimagined. I'm pretty good at talking to myself, so I think I'd rather be on an island alone than with a constant talker.
Yeah, I think of Tom Hanks's movie where he did pretty well talking to Wilson. So Wendy.
I am Wendy with Real Life Ministries Community Assistance Program. And if it was 30 days or less, I'm good with by myself. Over that, I would probably choose the talker.
Yeah, I would agree. Donna.
Hi, Donna Brundage, St. Vincent de Paul, and NAMI, and 100% give me the volleyball.
Michaela.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm with Mountain States Early Head Start. I'm one of their center managers there. And I think I'd do about 30 days by myself, and then I'd want a talker too.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we've got two Sarah H's. We'll go with the Sarah H that has an H at the end of her name first.
That would be me. So I'm Sarah H with Idaho Housing and Finance. I'm the housing specialist 3 over here. As far as the talkers, I definitely need the talker. Yeah.
Gotcha.
100%.
Yeah. And our other Sarah.
I'm going to have to agree with the other Sarah. I think I need a talker as well. Being alone on the island for a while is going to get hard.
Awesome. Lisa.
I'm Lisa Donaldson, Family Service Coordinator for Family Promise of North Idaho, and I am the talker. So is there really a difference? However, I do need somebody to talk to. I can't do the volleyball.
Yeah. I guess this is the answer really tells us who's really an introvert and an extrovert, or who likes people and who doesn't. I don't know. So for those of you that just joined us, we're doing our introduction. So your name, your role or your title, your agency, and the question today is: would you rather be on an island alone or with a person that talks nonstop, constantly? Stephen, you're up.
Okay, Stephen from Equus. I'm the business services consultant. And I think I probably like the solitude. So I'll be I'll go without the talker.
Yeah, be refreshing for a bit, I think. Okay, where am I on this board? Kaylin.
Hello, I'm Kaylin Rao. I'm with Community Action Partnership. I'm the community engagement specialist here. And I think I'd probably rather be with a talker. I think it would get too lonely otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. Leslie.
Good morning. I'm Leslie Johnson. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator at the Salvation Army Kroc Center. And I think at this point in my life, right at this very moment, I would have to say an island by myself.
Yes. Chrissy Carlson. Maybe not.
She said she was having problems with her audio, Chris.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thanks, Donna, for watching the chat.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, our security system does not like Zoom, so I'm trying to listen in on my phone, but I'm Chrissy Carlson, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare through navigation. And I would say for me, it kind of depends on the day, but I'm told that I'm pretty good at tuning people out. So I would say I would choose the talker and tune it out if I needed to.
Awesome. Thanks, Chrissy. All right, Louisa, you're up. Sorry, if you just jumped on, just an introduction of who you are, who you represent, and a would you rather question of would you rather be on an island alone or with someone that talks constantly?
Oh my gosh, I'm Louisa. I am the Student Success Navigator with Center for New Directions at North Idaho College. And I would rather be with someone who talks constantly. I think I am an extrovert. So maybe I would be the one talking, actually, probably.
We have a few of those. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, MJ.
Hi, I'm MJ. I'm the Student Support Case Manager at NIC. I would take the talker, but would want to banish them to the other side.
So you want to know they're there, but you're going to keep your distance.
Yeah, we could talk, but yeah, at some point we have to have separate sites.
Awesome. Chelsea?
Hi, I am the CDBG manager for the city of Coeur d'Alene, and I 100% would like to be alone on an island.
Okay. 100%. That's
100%, no question.
Okay, then. Awesome. Shelby.
Hi, I'm Shelby Walsh. I'm the Early Learning Coordinator with United Way of North Idaho. I would probably take the talker over being alone.
Another one on the give me someone to talk to. All right, Latanya.
Yes, I am here. I'm Latanya with North Idaho College Head Start. I'm the Family Service Manager here. And I would probably take the talker, but set some really good boundaries.
That's rules.
Some rules, that's right.
On this island. Awesome. Carrie.
Good morning, everybody. Carrie Cedarquist, United Way North Idaho, and Community Impact Director, and I would lose my mind if I was with anybody else. So definitely solo on that island.
Got it. Awesome. Thanks, Carrie. I feel like I missed somebody. Who did I miss? My apologies. Bev, yes. You're up, Bev.
I'm Bev Moss with CDA board chair, and I would definitely take a talker because I just give them a run for their money.
I like that. Mr. Tucker.
Mark Tucker, Executive Director, United Way of North Idaho.
And while I'm an introvert and don't talk a lot, I think the last 2 years have taught me I'd rather have someone around. So I would go with someone. But having been the only boy and 2 sisters, I think I've learned to block people out. So it'd be fun.
Thanks, Mark. And I think I'd go solo on the island. I'd say some of the best conversations I've had were with myself. So I think I could live off of that for quite some time, and then, you know, be resourceful and find a Wilson on the island that I could befriend. So I think I'd go solo. But awesome. Thanks everybody for joining. We had on the docket Linda from the chamber. Not sure if we got our wires crossed or not, so she may jump on this call, or we may have to put her on the calendar for a future meeting. So we'll get to our roundtable and shares, agency updates, shares from each of your agencies. But Mark, if you'd be so kind of maybe kick it off with some of the information that you wanted to share.
Well, I guess just kind of a little bit of spitballing from what I know Linda would like to share. So I am on the board of directors for the Coeur d'Alene Chamber. And I also serve on the nonprofit committee, which was newly formed a little over a year ago. And I kind of called out Donna on helping me share some of that work, because she's been pretty instrumental in some of those meetings and conversations, which is no surprise to anybody here. But from the chamber board perspective, I know that the chamber really wants to encourage engagement by nonprofits. Of course, there is the basic bottom line. You know, they want to have more membership. They have already and will still continue to heavily discount membership fees for nonprofits. So I think that's a plus. There's a lot of benefit to being a member of the chamber and part of the regional chamber, and actually all of the chambers. You know, United Way of North Idaho is a member of most of the chambers in the 5 northern counties. You know, so we have been members of the Sandpoint Chamber, Silver Valley, obviously Coeur d'Alene, Rathdrum, Hayden, Post Falls. So it's something that we feel like is a good connector. And when they were first starting to form the nonprofit committee, it came from the board a couple of years ago, actually. Before I was on the board, they approached me and Ann Thomas about what would this look like. And, you know, a few of the things that we talked about were the obvious ones, you know, connections to potential corporate partners in sponsorships and contributions, potential volunteer groups. One of the things that I feel like is really important is to give the business community a stronger understanding of the workings of nonprofits, not necessarily the work that we do and the people we help. I think there's a lot of outreach that each of us do individually that helps get that message out there. They understand the importance of our work, but I think what they don't understand is how closely aligned to a business operation we are, but also how different we are, and the challenges we have, and the legal differences and the financial differences. So I think that strong connection, you know, not only from a funding and finance part, but from a governance and organizational structure, as well as just collaborating in the community. I think the business community would be surprised to see so many people involved in these ALICE task force meetings, but it's a regular occurrence that nonprofits communicate and work together on a regular basis. So I think that's something that this nonprofit committee that the chamber has created will really help. But as far as becoming a member, you know, of course, there is the networking, there is what you get out of it, and there's a connection to something. And the Coeur d'Alene Chamber partners with Hayden and Post Falls on advocacy, And so I think advocacy is something that nonprofits really could have a stake in as well. And the business community pushes that. But I feel like there's good potential for the nonprofit community to do that as well. I know that there's a couple of things, the community calendar that has been discussed. Idaho Gives Day is coming up, that's being discussed, and the chamber will likely help promote that for chamber members who are participating in Idaho Gives Day. So I think that's kind of the initial high level, and now I'm going to throw it to Donna to to fill in what I forgot and add to what the committee has been doing.
Well, you did a pretty good job, Mark. One of the things about the committee is that there are members of the business community that also serve on the committee. There's banks and there's realty officers and things like that. We are always looking for members to come to our meeting because we'd like to expand this. One of the things that I think the business community needs to be educated on is the economic impact that the nonprofits bring to the area, how many people they employ, how many dollars are spent that come out of nonprofit employees' paychecks. And there's an opportunity for reciprocal giving back. Nonprofits always need volunteers, nonprofits always need board members, and board members with lawyers and people that have experience that even like an executive director of a nonprofit may not have, because it's not what they do. But we need that input on boards, right? We need different personalities and different professions on the board. So I think that that's another piece that we'd like to get into a little bit more, is helping to recruit board members and executive directors. Like, I was at the chamber event yesterday, which the chamber, Linda, has this mindset of really expanding these events. The Upbeat Breakfast and the business fair was yesterday, and the business after hours and the luncheons, and she's been bringing in really good speakers, but they're just such a phenomenal way to network. And I was speaking with a gentleman who's looking to move to the area yesterday, and I said, I could probably name 10 nonprofits that are looking for executive directors right now. And to get that word out and to expand the pool of potential employees is also a really big deal. And there's not a whole lot of tools that nonprofits have when they have that situation, which is crucial, right? It's critical. You lose your executive director, you are in crisis. And, nonprofits, I know they're using Indeed, but if there were, there's a lot of people retired that are coming into the community that may not want to be a full-time employee, but they might want to be on a volunteer board where, the board president on a volunteer board is the executive director, basically. So there's opportunities like that this committee is trying to help bridge the gap between, the business community and the nonprofit community. And there's always sponsorships, there's always a need for sponsorship for events. There's always a need for speakers. So that's one of the things that we're working on is trying to figure out what's the best way that we can help each other, the business community and the nonprofits. So, and then every November, the Upbeat Breakfast is dedicated to nonprofits. It's Nonprofit Awareness Month, like there's always an awareness month, right? So last year we had a panel discussion. We took 4 executive directors, and the Nonprofit Center is also a big piece of this. The Nonprofit Center out of Boise helps with resources and trainings and things like that. So the ED of the Nonprofit Center out of Boise was the moderator, and then we had a panel discussion, which everybody seemed really pleased with. And that was a really good way, because the chamber had this event, to get the opinions and statements from the executive directors about the impact they make and what the needs are. So that'll be coming up next November too. We'll be starting to plan that probably next month. So does anybody have any questions or anything? Does anybody, the meetings are typically the 3rd Wednesday of every month at noon at the chamber, and everybody's welcome to drop in. There's people on this Zoom call right now that come to those meetings. So
I've got two questions for the group. I'd love anyone to share on either of these questions. So A, who leverages their local chamber resources? Like Donna mentioned, the events and those type of things, or other resources that the chamber makes available. So if you could share on maybe some of that. And then my second question is, for Donna and Mark, what could they take back to the chamber? What would help nonprofits, or what would you like to see from the chamber to help nonprofits? You want to take a run at either of those questions?
I attend Post Falls Chamber events, usually twice a month or so. Also attend Sandpoint. So it really depends. Sandpoint doesn't have a lot of participation. So when they hold an event, I try to attend it. They do have a lot of cancellations and like business after hours. It might just be because of shutdowns and they just haven't had the traction getting started up again. That's been my experience. Post Falls is very easy and convenient to attend their events. I've gone to a few Coeur d'Alene Chamber events where our company is not a member. Cost prohibitive. We have budgets and we have to pick and choose which chambers we join. We're trying to network and get into the Silver Valley, probably the Wallace Chamber. One of my coworkers lives out that way. It's a unique area, and so we're kind of trying to work our way in and start attending things over there. Summer times, there's a lot more events over there.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. Anyone else have any feedback? Vicki.
I've been a Coeur d'Alene Chamber member as well as the other chambers in the area for numerous years. And so the value that I have gotten over the years is really just the networking piece and those relationships. And it's like, once you build the relationships with folks in the community, it's a lot easier to make those asks. So for nonprofits, I would see it as a pretty big benefit. The discount for nonprofit is great, even for trade tables to promote your events and so forth. They give huge discounts for trade tables. NIC is actually a nonprofit, so we benefit from that as well. And so, so just the networking aspect of being able to get the word out about your organization and find volunteers, find potential donors and things like that, board participants, would be where I would see would be the most gain for nonprofits.
Thanks, Vicki. Any other feedback? Okay, I will definitely connect with Linda and either get her back on the docket or have her share some information that I can send out to the crew as well. So let's switch gears and do our virtual roundtable. So anyone that's just new and joining us, we do a virtual roundtable really with, you have an opportunity, some mic time to share updates, maybe resources that you've recently found, or share a challenge that you have, or maybe a win that you had over the month. So who would like to bat lead off here?
I'll go.
Thanks, Donna.
So the resource manuals, the little pocket-sized ones that we print every 2 years, are at the printers right now. They will be done next Thursday. So if you need them, I know CD8 uses them a lot, Head Start uses them a lot, the Kroc Center uses them. They'll be on property next Thursday. So just get a hold of me. I'll put my email in the chat box if you guys want to stop by and pick some up. We're getting we were able to raise $5,000 towards the printing of them. So we've doubled the amount of them this year because we are out of the 2020 ones. We kind of made a conscious decision not to print any more of them because it was so close to the new ones coming out. So we'll have lots of them.
Donna, what type of resources are highlighted in this?
So it's kind of like if you had, the new website is now Find Help Idaho. And it's kind of like if you had a printed pocket-sized version of that. that you could give out to clients that may not have internet access or, you know, have limited bandwidth or whatever where they live. And we take, you know, by categories like housing and meal sites and food banks and clothing things, veteran services, all the different kind of resources that are available. And we tried to get as much as we could from like Boundary and Bonner and Shoshone and Benoit County in there as well. And then we updated. Leslie at the Kroc Center had one of her volunteers go through and call every number. And then I had my receptionist here go and check every website. So they're pretty accurate. A lot of things were taken out, a lot of, you know, places closed, websites changed their URLs and stuff. And we hand them out to the homeless people because they can carry them around with them, and they have a, you know, they have phone numbers you can call. And we've been doing it for, gosh, I don't know, St. Vincent's has been kind of like been the repository to get all the information and get it printed. And I do all the typesetting, and I open a vein every once in a while about halfway through that process. But the new ones are out. The phone books are here, right? It's one of those things. So
yeah.
So there's that. NAMI on May 14th is partnering with the library, and we're going to have a fly a kite at McEwen Field to raise awareness for Mental Health Day. And the library, in addition to the kites that Optum gives us, they give us about 500 kites to distribute through the area. The library's having like in their community room, they're going to have workshops where kids can go in and like paint their own kites and stuff. So that's like super cool this year that the library is on board with that. So from 11 to 2, we're going to fly those kites, and then people are going to go, why are all these people flying kites? And then you can say, oh, it's to raise awareness for Mental Health Month. And then you can have that discussion, right? And then Mark's Spring Dash is coming up, and we'll all be tabling at that. Nami will be there, and hopefully everyone else will be too. So that's May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Just keep it in mind. We'll be at the chamber. We'll be tabling at the chamber. Nami will be tabling at the chamber, and then in July we're having the big joint event with Region 1 Behavioral Health Board and St. Vincent's and NAMI, and we're going to have a housing. The title of the event is going to be Livability Resources, How to Stay Housed. And we're trying to get like some landlords and things lined up for that. And everybody's welcome to table. We're going to have a big planning meeting this Saturday, and I'll be sending out an email to everybody if you'd like to have a table, you know, with instructions on how what that'll look like and stuff. But we'll have live music. The Kroc Center found us a live band that's willing to volunteer their services, and food trucks, and, you know, there'll be things to do like that there, as well as sign up for Idaho Housing. We're going to have a Chromebook there and sign people directly up, get them into the queue so we can help find people, you know, people can, oh my gosh, help people find housing, you know, take that first step to like, and we'll have housing lists and things like that available. So just kind of bringing everybody in one place that lives in that arena, and, you know, try to help the community, try to remove some barriers where it's difficult to find out this information or not knowing where to start. So that'll be a big media blitz to come.
Did you say that's in July?
July 9th. Yeah, at City Park. And that's all I got for now.
Thanks, Donna. I will also add that next month, our featured presentation is from NAMI. So those of you that attend next month will get to hear the featured presentation from NAMI. So know that that's in the works. Let's go with Carrie.
So I have two things. I wanted to ask Donna a question. Donna, do you have all the supplies needed for that fly a kite for mental health? Do you have that covered already?
I heard something mental health, Carrie, and then it kind of broke up. Sorry.
I was just asking if you have all of the supplies secured and covered for that fly a kite for mental health with the library.
Well, Optum is supposed to be delivering the actual physical kites here sometime this week, but this week's almost over. So hopefully early next week. And the library is supplying a lot of the stuff. And we have a lot of brochures, and we have a lot of swag and stuff like that to do at our table. We're also going to be, NAMI's going to be doing a table at the library for the whole month of May, every Saturday, our library and the Post Falls Library. And yeah, we're pretty stocked, Carrie. We've got pretty much everything we need, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I just have two other quick things that if that's okay for me to go ahead next. I'm just gonna share in the chat here a link to a webinar that's put on by Find Help. It's called, I believe it's next week. Oh, I lost my tab now. Next week, Thursday, the 21st, it's called Community Collaborations to Strengthen and Preserve Families. And so it's around that access to information and access to resources. And so I know Shelby and I are signed up for that. It should be interesting if you can attend, but are interested, connect with us. We can probably get you the recording. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention was so there are Find Help Idaho launched at the beginning of the month, and there are some assets available if you didn't already receive them. So like signatures that you can put in your email, flyers, QR codes. Reach out to us if you'd like some of those and you don't have them already. And then the other thing that Mark might be able to find the link easier and faster than I can, but this last week was the Allison Focus children data release. And so there's a dashboard that is specific to a deep dive, and it also has our state-by-state data of the demographics of Alice children. And one thing that was pretty shocking to us was the data that 44% of Idaho children are Alice. I don't think that that's surprising to us, but this data set really gives another level of tools and language to understand and use for advocacy and programming and things like that. So that's a pretty great data set. And we also have recordings of that release. They had a panel put together, including the original researcher, talking about how they would use this data in their advocacy and programming. So if you're interested in that, again, you can reach out to us. We'll get that to you. That's all.
Thanks, Carrie. Who would like to go next? Bev, thank you.
Hi, from CDA, we had our first ever industry dinner, with something we've been trying to do for 5 years last week, and talk about partnering with business. LaPeep gave us a space, and we had lots of donations, but this is a concept that we got from Big Table in Spokane, where we invite people in the industry, because of course we serve people in the industry. So we had restaurant owners and managers and servers all in one place. And then we just listened to what's going on with the industry, what are they struggling with, how can CDA help more. And it was a really nice listening session. You know, so often we're in the position of giving to others and we don't listen. So it was really, it was a feel-good moment and a nice partnership with businesses here. The other thing is we're in the position that Donna's talking about, you know, interviewing for a new ED, looking for board members. And Donna, my question is to you, how do we connect? You know, yes, we have these connections with the chamber and we go to meetings and whatever, but how can the chamber better let people know who needs volunteers and who needs board members? And I just feel like there's a disconnect, and I don't know how to get that word out there that I'd love to talk to some bankers. I'd love to talk to some realtors. How do you think we do that best? I'm just confused as to that process.
Oh, I think that's a good thing to bring up at the next meeting, Bev, which is next week.
Okay.
And I think we're always looking for ways to do that. But I think it needs to be more concrete, right?
Yes.
So yeah, if you can, are you back from Mexico next week?
No, but I can, it's a Zoom call, right? Is that all right?
Yeah. So
Yes.
Zoom in and let's bring it up and let's put it
Okay.
on our goals about figuring that out.
Okay, I'll put it on the agenda for me. Thanks.
Excellent. Thanks, Bev. Who's next? Wendy. We'll go Wendy and then Louisa.
I'm Wendy from Real Life. We got to have our first job fair with Department of Labor for the first time in 2 years, and yesterday, and had a good turnout. The employers, all the ones I talked to seem to have gotten at least 1 or 2 candidates that were good possibilities, and so we were impressed with how many people actually showed up yesterday. So, and then coming up May 7th is the stand down event for veterans. So it's going to be 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I see we get to participate this year for the first time. So we're excited about that. And then just throwing it out, if anybody knows of anything, Cherished Ones Soup Kitchen is losing their facility and is desperately trying to find some place to go. Their rent went from $1,200 a month to $4,000 a month. And so they're having to find a new location. So if anybody in the group knows of a location where they might be able to move to, they're getting desperate. So.
Thanks, Wendy.
Wendy, what organization was that again?
Cherished Ones. It's a soup kitchen that's downtown. They've been there for years, and they just the owner is raising the rent. They've been kept it low for a number of years, but that's a huge jump to go from $1,200 to $4,000 a month for a nonprofit to absorb.
Yeah.
Do they just need office space?
No, they need an actual place to run the soup kitchen.
Oh, okay.
All right, Louisa.
Hello, yes. So I work at NIC with the Center for New Directions, and I'm hoping to get all of your help with two things, if you're able. First, I just launched a career closet through the Center for New Directions of professional clothing for students or community members who are looking to apply for jobs or start new jobs. And so I'm asking the community at NIC and maybe Coeur d'Alene also, if you have stylish professional clothing that you're no longer using, I'm asking for donations so I can provide that to students. That way, if they come to my office to get help with their resume or to get help applying for jobs or writing a cover letter, I can literally just open this big wardrobe that I was able to find and offer them clothing right then and there, which is very great. And so I'm starting to get donations, and but I'm asking for them to be stylish and gently used. So that's my first. And my second thing is during the month of May, I am hosting a month-long baby shower. And so I'm asking for donations of diapers and kids' clothes, maybe formula, just all things that single parents could probably find very useful, because part of my job is to serve single parents on campus and within the community. And so that's just a way to honor Mother's Day and also honor single parents at NIC. So if anyone has an extra pack of wipes or diapers, or sees that while shopping and wants to pick it up and drop it off at NIC's Cardinal Learning Commons is where I'm accepting all the donations. That'd be great. And you can send me a chat and I can tell you more if you're interested.
Louisa, could you put your email in the box? Because I think we can help you.
Cool. Yes, I will. Thank you.
And Louisa, if you could send me a flyer on each of those outreaches, 2 flyers, I'll make sure those get posted on our community boards. It's fantastic.
Wonderful. Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for the share. Kaylin.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this week we opened up officially to the public. We have been closed to the public. Our doors have been closed for the past 2 years, where we're bringing food out to them instead of them being able to come in. And so now they can officially come in, and it's been great to see our community members coming into the office, which also means we are up and running again for coaching. So if you know of anyone who needs some help and they're at that 200% or lower level for the federal poverty, they will qualify for our programs for financial coaching, job coaching, life or family coaching, and our workplace excellence program is up and running too. So if they would like to take that class, they can come in and talk to me about that.
All right, sorry, I was taking some copacetic notes there.
Hey, Kaylin, can you put your email address in the chat box? I may be reaching out to you.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Copious. I said copacetic. Wow, I need some more coffee. Who's next? Vicky?
Hi, everyone. I prematurely hit enter as I was putting information in the chat way early on in this meeting. And so the link is at the top of the chat, but I just wanted to share again, remind everybody about the resources available for training through North Idaho College. The state has the Idaho Launch Funds, and we've put a link on our website to some really slick, easy step-by-step instructions for your participants, your clients, to be able to walk through the process to get somewhere between 75 to 90% of their trainings paid for. There's also a sheet on that link that we've created that shows all the classes that NIC has been approved for. So our apprenticeships, we have some upcoming apprenticeships that we're going to be starting in construction, our healthcare classes, even classes like Excel, customer service, and things like that qualify for that funding. So just take a look at that list. If you want me to email you a flyer, I will also put my email in the chat, so I can just send you these step-by-step instructions all in one PDF so you can have it available to your customers. CDL program, truck drivers, that qualifies. So all Idahoans are eligible for Idaho Launch. And the only requirement is that they are willing to work in the state for 12 months after completion of training. So it's pretty easy. And Department of Labor is the organization that handles the qualifications, and they actually issue the voucher for the training, making our trainings extremely low cost. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer those, but the link again is at the top of the chat directly to our website that has that information.
Thanks, Vicky.
Vicky, is there any stipulation over somebody coming out of jail being on probation and parole?
Nothing. There are no stipulations. The only, basically the steps they have them go through is registering through Idaho Works, through the Department of Labor's website. And then a Department of Labor representative contacts them to set up an appointment, and it can be done all by phone. And they talk to them about household income, their barriers and stuff like that, because they do check and see if they would be eligible for WIOA or other programs, and then may make the referral to those federal programs. But if someone is not eligible and it's more appropriate just to give them a voucher to Idaho Launch, then that's what they do. And it can all be done within an hour. There's nothing that disqualifies somebody. They just need to be, of course, choosing trainings that are in whatever career track they plan to stay in or go into. So even someone who makes $100,000 a year can sign up and get the cost of training reduced by that much. They just determine the 75 to 90% based on household income, but everyone gets at least 75% paid.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Vicky, I just have to say thank you guys for forwarding that information. I actually had the opportunity to discuss it with some old participants that I had in the past at another job, and I'm forwarding it to all my participants here too. So thank you so much, because that was one of the struggles that they were hitting, is that they couldn't afford the tuition. Yes, they wanted the learning, but they couldn't afford it, especially when they're struggling to meet with the inflation and all of that, meaning their rents. So thank you so much for sending that information my way.
Yeah, it's something everyone really should take advantage of. There's funding for at least 2 more years. The governor just approved that as part of the $50 million that he allocated to the State Workforce Development Council. So that is directed towards Idaho Launch and some other efforts that are designed to help get folks back to work quickly or to upskill. So upskilling is the latest and greatest terminology used. You can't find new employees, so let's upskill the ones that we have. So
good.
Excellent. Other updates?
I can go, Chris.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie from the Kroc Center. We're doing our 3rd grade swim, so we'll be putting about 1,500 children through water safety training. We started on Monday, I believe that was. So we're excited about that. We had a successful spring break camp for children ages 6 to 10. And we're continuing with our scholarships for people coming out of jail or prison or rehab. Remember, they get 100% scholarship for 3 months to be a CROC member. So we can really help them get launched into healthy, successful life habits. Excuse me, I am meeting on Saturday with Free to Succeed, which is a mentorship program through the Idaho Department of Corrections. They have about 50 mentors that somebody who's getting ready to come out of jail can sign up for a mentor and get assigned a mentor to help them successfully re-enter our community. And so if you are an agency that has something that could help a community member coming back into our community, could you send me, I'm thinking of Louisa with your clothing closet. I don't know if you have to be a member of NIC, you know, a student of NIC to be able to be a recipient of the clothing and their interviewing. I'm thinking of just all these different, you know, tools that we have in our community. We really want to help these people that are re-entering so they don't get back on the street, breaking the law and just really being destructive. We really want to help them be successful. So if you have anything that can help somebody who's coming back into our community, send it to me and I'll make sure these mentors get it on Saturday night.
Leslie, you said Free to Succeed, and who is that through?
Idaho Department of Corrections. And it's all together, one word, Free, the number 2, Succeed.
Leslie, there's a couple things. We have a voucher program for the thrift store for people that need clothing for job interviews.
Great, yes.
And they just need to come see Becca and then you can go get an outfit, a professional outfit. And then the Recovery Center and Recovery and Community Center, the Region 1 Behavioral Health Board does a backpack program.
Okay.
And this is for people that are like coming, because you know, when you leave the county jail, they open the door and you're in the parking lot with like nothing, right?
Right.
So we specifically put backpacks together for that population and they have like a day planner. And they have, you know, inside, besides just hygiene gear and, you know, basic needs like that and socks and stuff, it also has like waterproof folders and stuff where they can keep all their papers together. So contact me and I'll give you more information on that. But that's specifically what that program's geared towards, people coming out of state hospital and people coming out of the correction system.
Great, thank you, Donna. I'll reach out to you.
We also have the thrift store where they can get clothes, and our job club team will help them with looking for a job. And we can also help with rent, especially if they're in transitional helping, we can help with rent while they're in their transitional housing as well.
Great, thank you, Wendy. I know there's so much out there. I want to be able to give the mentors that come just some tools so they know how to, you know, use the Find Help Idaho and are aware of some of these other really great resources. So thank you, everyone.
Great share. Thank you. Other updates, successes, challenges? Lisa?
Yes, I'm Lisa Donaldson from Family Promise of North Idaho. We are excited. We've got a family graduating next week. And so that's always an excitement around us. And so I'm starting the interview process to bring a new family in. And oh gosh, there's so much. We have Family Promise Giving Day coming up. We have our Cinco de Mayo, which is a dinner, one of our fundraisers that we've changed. It used to be in February. It used to be a salmon feast, and now we're changing it and trying the Cinco de Mayo thing. Our big golfing event is coming up in June. So yeah, we have a lot going on in our world right now and some exciting stuff. And, you know, I just want to send a shout out to all the other nonprofits because a lot of us are working really good together. And, you know, the family that is graduating is doing that with the help of St. Vincent de Paul, and they're veterans, so they're going to be getting help from New Beginnings. And yeah, it's just, I love seeing, because this is an Alice family. I just love seeing the community wrap around them.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Who else has an update?
I have an update.
Okay, Michaela.
So this is my first Alice Task Force meeting, so I'm excited to be here and meet you all.
Hooray.
And I'm fairly new to Early Head Start as well. But we just opened our centers again and we went fully back in person. So we had our first play groups where families could get together and their kids could get together and play. And then we're back in homes with families as long as everybody is healthy and well. And so that's been really exciting to be able to participate in that. We still are down in enrollment of our children by about a third, but we have brought it up a fair amount in the past few months. And so if you have any families that you think would benefit from some extra support in the home or need some socializations for their little ones, we work with pregnancy up until age 3 of the children. And a lot of things can qualify them if they're below 130% of the poverty line, or if they're homeless, child's in foster care. We have some other things that we can get them in the door as well. And so that has just been really exciting. And then we're also working on hiring some more family consultants. Hopefully, we just got some good applicants, so hopefully we'll get a couple in the door, but we'll be hiring 3 more. I think we have 6 positions open, actually.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for joining us and thanks for the update. Anyone else? Sarah, thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Sarah from the Community Resource and Vision Center. I just wanted to share a few things. So we are going to be having our Urgent Housing Resources Spin meeting next Thursday. It's the 21st from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. We're going to have some really awesome speakers, and there's quite a few of them that are on here right now. Donna and Becca are going to be there. We've got Carrie. We've even got, somebody speaking from Idaho Housing and Finance. And we're really just trying to bring together a lot of the resources, not only in Sandpoint, but in Coeur d'Alene that we utilize as well. So we can try and keep people in their houses. That's probably the calls we get the most now. It's just about people getting priced out of their apartments, not being able to afford housing. And so we're trying to give people solutions to that. And I just can't really thank this group enough for everything that you guys do, because that's a pretty heart-wrenching thing to go through when you're trying to help those people out. Also, another thing, we just had Elaine Kingston and Maggie Lyons come do charity tracker training for us this past week, which was awesome. And we've got some nonprofits up here that are signed up for that. I'm really hoping the Sandpoint area can really catch fire here with charity tracker. That way we can kind of better do wraparound services for our clients here. And then the last announcement is we are so grateful, but we're going to be having a VA clinic come underneath us. And that's really going to be great for our clients. So really, really, really grateful for that going forward.
Excellent. Thank you.
What was the clinic that she mentioned at the end, Chris?
Oh, it's a VA clinic.
Oh, a VA clinic.
VA clinic.
Fantastic. Thank you. Wonderful.
Excellent. Evelyn?
Hey guys, I'm Evelyn. I introduced myself. I'm actually pretty new to this program where I'm the family self-sufficiency specialist. My job is to help people get, referred to jobs and get them job training and help them build an escrow while their rents are increasing, and doing all the helping them get a savings that at this point wouldn't have been eligible, or they wouldn't have been able to achieve. So when they're done with my program, when they graduate, they have that check to help them to further their, and then it also helps them to get to HOPES, which is the housing down payment assistance program. So Sarah, I know you said someone's coming from Idaho Housing. I don't know if you want me to come in with them, I can talk about the FSS program, which is affiliated with the HUD. So they have to be on Section 8 HCV program, and then they have the opportunity to join my program and get the resources that they need, which I'll be reaching out to a lot of you guys to continue that growth. And thank you, Chris, for allowing me to come into this group, because I want to be able to help people in the best way I can. So
Thanks, Evelyn. Glad to have you part of the task force, and thanks for the share, and look forward to having you on a regular basis. Any other updates?
Hi, this is Chrissy from Navigation. And we still have our emergency assistance funding, our career enhancement funding, and our kinship funding. So we're still moving right along. We do still have an open position that we are trying to fill this is our third fly. And I'm copying in the link. So you can go in and read the job description if you know anybody who might be a good fit or might be interested. The position will allow, after a 6-month training period, some remote work, 2 days telework per week. So, and then of course it's insured health insurance full-time. So it's a good position and a good opportunity if you know anybody.
Thanks, Chrissy. Okay. Mark, any parting words, final thoughts?
Well, as always, thank everyone for participating in this. Today seemed like there was a lot of great information sharing and connections and resources, people to work with each other, which I think is fantastic. I just want to make a note that the United Way Awards luncheon will be on June 23rd. And part of that luncheon that is really a fantastic part to kind of get the word out about nonprofits is the awards that we do at the end of that, which is the Nonprofit Professional of the Year and the Volunteer of the Year, which our reigning recipients are on this call, Donna and Bev. So if you know someone up to the caliber of those two individuals, I encourage you to think about nominating them. The nomination forms are kind of in testing mode right now, and we expect them to be live next week. So I'll give those links to Chris to share out to the group. But please do think about that. It really is a fantastic part of the luncheon. I would say 90% of the time the press covers a big piece of that and those recipients. And it's something that, you know, is great for those individuals, but it is really good for the sector and our community to show the work that's being done and how much is given back. So please do keep thinking about those, and thank you for all you do, and keep up the good work.
Excellent. Thanks, Mark. And thank you, everybody. It was definitely, yeah, some great information shared today. So thank you for everyone who shared, and thank you for another great meeting. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next month.